Hey everyone, welcome to Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Now, in this video, I'm going to discuss the breaking news that Jenna Ortega will not be returning for Scream 7. Now, this announcement comes on the hinges of Melissa Barrera being fired yesterday by Spyglass for what they allege are anti-Semitic statements made by Melissa on her social media. Now, in today's announcement by Jenna, she gives a reason for not returning that is not related to Melissa Barrera. However, the timing of this being made public less than 24 hours after Melissa's firing, well, that just, to me, speaks louder than words. Let's go!
Hey everyone, this is Christopher Landon, the director of Scream 7, and you're watching Craven Something Scary.
So Deadline is reporting that Jenna Ortega will not return for Scream 7, but her camp is not claiming the decision has anything to do with Melissa being fired. So the headline reads, Jenna Ortega not returning for Scream 7 due to Wednesday's shooting schedule. Now, the article goes on to say, we understand that Ortega's exit from the next Scream was discussed before the actors' strike. A script for Scream 7 is not ready yet, and the Primetime Emmy nominee has to head to Ireland in April to shoot the second season of Netflix's Wednesday, which will go into the summer. Additionally, Beetlejuice, post-SAG-AFTRA strike, had a few extra days of shooting in order to meet its Labor Day 2024 theatrical release. Okay, so what I want to say about this, number one, is that, look, could this be 100% accurate? Sure. Maybe this decision was made prior to the actor's strike. However, we had a lot of rumors coming from a lot of credible sources that said the core four were planned for Scream 7, and Jenna herself, remember this, last month in October, Jenna in an interview came out and said she was committed to Scream 7. So while this sounds good, and I think it's a very good PR move from her, her people that manage her, I don't buy it. The timing of this is, to me, the obstacle I can't get over. It's not even been 24 hours. This announcement was made by Jenna this morning. So it was approximately, 18 hours after Melissa's firing, this comes out. And Jenna did it the smart way. I guarantee you, she spoke to her people last night. They counseled her, and they're like, you know what? If you publicly side with Melissa, whether it's fair or not, and it's not fair, she would be likely hurting her career. That's how these studios work. It's a copycat thing. And so what she did was supported her friend Melissa by backing out of 7, but she did it in such a way that publicly she did not hurt her prospects for future work or any current work she's involved with. So in terms of her management team, those that counsel her on decisions and these type of things, they did a good job. They protected their client. So, and you know what? It's sad that it has to be this way, but this is a reflection of the cancel culture we live in. This is what it is. All this is just a huge sign, a huge red flag to remind us all that cancel culture is alive and well in Hollywood, especially. All right, so Do I believe this was 100% due to scheduling? No, I don't. Because she said she was committed to the film last month, and they announced the shooting for Wednesday was going to be in late April, which would have been plenty of time for her to do her Scream filming in March and got all of her parts done. So it was all lined up for her to be in Scream 7. So I believe this is truly her supporting Melissa, and she's doing it in a more graceful way for her career's sake. That's what I think is happening here. So where does that leave us? We've got Sam gone. We've got Tara gone, the characters. No more Carpenter sisters. Well, the way I see this, we've got 4 possible scenarios. The first scenario is that Spyglass just cancels Scream 7 altogether. So you know what? We're just going to scrap this. We're going to wait. We're going to regroup next year, and we'll get a new plan. We'll figure out what we're going to do, and if we're going to even make Scream 7 in the next year or 2. Personally, I do not believe that's going to happen. Spyglass is all about hurrying to market, rushing to market. They want that money, and they want to get this film done. So I do not believe they're canceling Scream 7 whatsoever. So the next scenario then is that you recast Melissa and Jenna with new actors. This, in my mind, is a terrible idea. I know it's been done before, that you do see recasting occasionally in films or in TV series sometimes, but it's just not a smart move. You cannot, in my mind, you cannot recast these 2 characters and just pretend like it's still Sam and Tara. So I think that would absolutely backfire on them. Now, the third option I have here that I can think of is that you start over with a new cast and an all-new story. Basically, just completely starting from fresh in Scream 7. But I don't like that either, because you can't, in my mind, that's something you do after you close up certain storylines. To just start fresh would be weird, and it would be awkward, and I just don't think it would work. I don't think it would be successful. But anything's possible. This is Hollywood. They can do anything literally that you can imagine they could possibly do. And this leads me to my 4th scenario, and what I believe personally is the best scenario. That with Jenna gone and Melissa gone for sure, I believe that Spyglass has to put all their chips on the legacy characters. That means you bring everyone back. You bring Sydney, Mark Kincaid back with Patrick Dempsey. You bring back Kirby, Gail. You bring them all back. You have to push all of it in. It's, to me, the only chance you've got to make 7 a success given these circumstances. Because a lot of people, and I'm one of them, have been calling for a Sydney-centric Scream film since they announced the franchise was back. And so I know I'm not in the minority. There's a lot of people that feel that same way. So you need to, at this point, say, okay, we got to go all in. We're going to make a classic, old school Scream film. All the beloved characters we're going to bring back, including, yes, Stu Macher. You bring Matthew Lillard back. You got to pull out all the stops now. Yeah, I mean, they're Spyglass is essentially backed into a corner. You have to do this. If you don't do this, I don't see any chance for this movie to do well. And honestly, if they put out a movie that does not succeed, it brings in like $80 million or something, this franchise will go to sleep again for probably 5 to 10 years again. And we won't have a Scream movie for a long time. And none of us I know here want that. So if I'm Spyglass, I backed the armored truck up to Neve Campbell's front door. I pay her what she needs to be paid to be the star of the film again. And then you bring back everybody else you can possibly bring from the legacy survivors, including Stu Macher, and you just make a vintage Scream movie for 7. And then in 8, you start over. That makes sense. You close up Sydney, give her a great send-off, her final film, and her and Mark Kincaid and the kids live happily ever after. And that's it. And then in 8, we just start over and we see what the future holds with a new protagonist. All right. So that's what I believe needs to be done. Will it be done? Who knows? It's just anyone's guess right now what's going to happen. But those are the 4 scenarios that I've come up with that seem most likely. All right. Now, those are my thoughts, guys. But I want to know, what do you think about Jenna announcing that she will not be back for Scream 7? What do you feel about these 4 scenarios? Do you have one of those that you have a feeling about? Or do you have a different scenario, maybe one that I haven't even thought of? I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions right now in the comments section below. Remember, you have a voice, but you can only be heard if you leave a comment. So share your ideas, share your thoughts, frustrations, whatever they might be. We can start a dialogue right here in the chat, all right, in the comments below. So do that now and we'll discuss it together. But that's going to be all for this update. I will be back soon with more Scream and other horror movie content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, this is Craven Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Thanks for watching.